how to implement security in a Spring Boot, how we can add a security, how simple is it going to add a security. So that is what we discussed here. And we saw there are two types of authentication and authorization. In-memory authentication, we saw that, and basic authentication, we saw that. Okay. So this workshop, as we got a lot of requests from a lot of people, I also got a lot of emails on JWT authentication. That's why I'm taking this workshop on a JWT implementation here. Okay. So without wasting any time here, just like I'm sharing the screen again. Right. So we are going to discuss the JWT related stuff here. Okay. So the agenda for this workshop, maybe I'll write here. So JWT implementation in Spring Boot. JWT implementation in Spring Boot. And we are going to use latest version, not old version, in this workshop. Okay. So this is what today's workshop, guys. What I am going to cover here as part of this workshop, what is the agenda? How I am going to cover for the next 2 hours? What exactly at what time I'm going to teach? Just like you need to get an idea, right? For the next 2 hours, what I am going to teach. That is what you need to get it right. First point is, when you go for interview also, or when you go for any technical brainstorming or anywhere, why JWT? And what is JWT? Why JWT? And what is JWT? Why it is so popular? Why it is so popular? Okay. So I'm going to give a use case in a real-time perspective. We are going to discuss this particular use case in real-time perspective, not in a small example, real-time example. We are going to discuss what is the use of JWT, what is JWT, why JWT is so popular. I feel that 95% of the people may not have a clarity on why JWT. I feel it's only my understanding. I feel 95% of the people may not have a clear clarity why we need to use JWT. If I don't use JWT, what is happening? If I use JWT, what will be the advantage? Understand, right? I have lot of flavors, right? Why we need to use JWT? So that is a topic which I am going to discuss further, first of all. Then JWT architect, JWT architecture. What is JWT? Why it is all those things? JWT architecture. So this is going to take almost 30 to 45 minutes. This is going to take 10 to 15 minutes. And hands-on on a real-time project. We are going to see the code. We are going to write the code. We are going to see the code on a hands-on with respect to real-time project on this. This is going to take 45 to 1 hour. So just like these are the 3 core areas where I'm discussing further. Okay. I hope everyone got a clarity what exactly how our workshop is going to be aligned and how I'm going to form and what I'm going to discuss at what point of time. Okay. And in the middle, if you have any other questions, okay, you can put your questions in the chat window. You can put all your questions in the chat window. Whenever I find a time, I will answer those questions here. Also, we will discuss if you want to speak. Currently, I didn't give an option to speak, guys. At the end of session, I'll give an option to speak. At the end of the session, I'm going to give an option to speak, guys, here. Okay. But meanwhile, because we want to continue a good collaborative class, some disturbances will be there. Sometimes people will unmute, and I don't want those kind of disturbances in this workshop. Okay. That's why, as a basic principle, I muted everyone. And whenever you face a question, you can type in the chat window. At the right time, I'll see all the messages. I will respond to you with my answer section. Okay. So this is what our today's workshop is here. Okay. Yes. I hope everyone is good. Yeah. Can we start, guys? Yes. We are going to start our workshop here. That is what JWT. Okay. Right. First one is, what is JWT? What is the use of JWT? JWT stands for JSON Web Token. JSON Web Token. J stands for JSON, W stands for Web, T stands for Token. JSON Web Token. We call this as a token-based security. We call this as a what? Token-based security. JWT stands for token-based security. Now, this is the important point which I'm going to discuss next 40 minutes, guys. Next 40 minutes, what I'm going to cover, it's a very, very, very important point over here, guys. Okay. Now, security means what, guys? In the last workshop, we discussed, right? What is the meaning of security? Security means what? Just like if anyone knew also, just I will give you for 5 minutes overview. Security means what? Protecting our application. Protecting our application from unauthorized access. Protecting our application from unauthorized access by implementing authentication as well as authorization. Yes, I already discussed, right? But if anyone very new to security, just I'll give 2 to 3 minutes of introduction. So we need to protect our application. Everyone cannot use my application blindly. I want to protect my application. What I'm going to use here? Authentication, where we are going to prompt a login page, user ID, and password verification. We need to verify the user ID as well as password. And authorization, which is nothing but verifying access levels. Access levels means what? This user, what access I can provide. This user, what access we can do that. For example, sir, I'm going to a movie mall where I have 5 screens are there in the movie mall. There are 5 screens, screen 1, screen 2, screen 3. For example, I'm going to take a screen 3. I can enter into movie mall. That is authentication. I can only enter into screen 3. That is authorization. I have taken a ticket for screen 3. I can enter into movie mall, but I can only enter into the movie mall of screen 3. Just like to be a precise way. That is the meaning of authentication as well as authorization. I hope everyone is having a clarity on security. What exactly is security? What is authentication? As well as what is authorization? Right here. After that, what we are going to discuss is how many types of securities are there. There are lot of security flavors are there, guys. Here there are lot of security flavors are there here. Okay, which is custom security in Spring Boot or any programming language, basic authentication, database authentication, password encryption, SAML, OAuth, Okta, right? And federation. So these many different flavors are there to implement security. What are these flavors, guys? For example, I want to implement custom security. I will write my own rules. I will keep the data in the memory. That is, we call that as a in-memory authentication. Basic authentication is what? We are going to encrypt using base64 library. That is basic authentication. Next one is database authentication, where we are going to keep the users and roles all in our database. And we will validate against the database and will provide our authentication and authorization rules here. Also, in the database also, we want to encrypt with our own library rather than base64 library. If you want to encrypt our own library, that's a different password encryption. SAML, OAuth, Okta, federations. These are, if you want to use third-party security frameworks. For example, if you take OAuth, right? Book My Show is there, right, guys? Everyone knows Book My Show, right? If you want to book a movie ticket, where I can log into Book My Show with my Gmail ID, or I can log into my Book My Show with my Facebook ID, right? SAML in a corporate environment, guys. SAML means in a corporate environment. For example, assuming that a TCS employee is there, guys, a person who is working on TCS or any service-based company, at least more than 10,000 plus headcount. A big organization, I can say that. A big organization, right? What that company will do is they will outsource their payroll processing, guys. They are going to outsource their payroll processing. Okay. For example, Mr. Vijay, I joined to TCS, assuming that. Okay. Now, my payroll will be handled by some third party. That is Allsec, Success Factors, Havit. These are the third party apps here. Okay. Now, TCS, they will not share their database. For example, my username, my password, they will not give to third party, right? So TCS is going to implement SAML, a layer. It's a third party where our third party payroll system will get the data from SAML and which is a secure product. So that is one type of security. Okta, it is some product based. If at all, if you are using a product based company where you are using products on the, so I mean, you want to purchase your products, then Okta I can use. Which product you want to purchase? Something like PaaS, SaaS, those kinds of modes, Okta we are going to use. And Oracle specific applications, Oracle federations. So, I mean, these are the lot of flavors are there, guys. I gave a high level understanding of what exactly each and every security framework here. When I have these many flavors are there, why we need to use JWT? Why we need to use JWT? Okay, what is the purpose? What is the advantage in using JWT? Why we need to use JWT? What is the advantage we use JWT? For example, you go for interview, guys, right? In interview, In a resume, you can keep that you know JWT. You are having an idea on JWT, right? Now, interviewer is going to ask you, hey, Vijay, you know JWT, right? Hey, tell me, man, what is the advantage of JWT, man? Why are you using JWT? If I don't use JWT, what exactly I'm going to lose? If I use JWT, what exactly I can get it? This is the powerful interview question. Maximum people, I don't want to quantify because I'm not the right person to quantify. Okay, maximum people doesn't know the exact reason. Lot of people will tell the answer, sir, I want to send token. I want to send username and password as a token. Then I'll go with JWT. That's not the right answer. That's not a right answer. There is a big background. There is a big background on why JWT. There is a big background on why JWT. It's a really, okay. Just I want to explain that scenario. Okay, you should have a clear clarity on why I'm going to use JWT. Okay, now what I'm going to cover, sir, here, I'm going to cover a scenario so that you will understand, clearly why we need to use JWT. Okay. So I'm going to JWT use case. I'm going to use a JWT use case here. Right. Sir, I'm taking example of everyone knows, right? Which is, everyone knows this scenario, guys. Banking product I'm going to use. Banking scenario I'm going to use here. Okay. Where third party transfer, TPT. Banking scenario where you want to fund transfer, TPT fund transfer. Third party type, TPT, third party fund transfer. Everyone knows, right? The scenario, guys, everyone is clear, right? You want to transfer the money to some other bank. That is the meaning of TPT. Previously, what happens, guys? In olden days, when you want to send a money, it's a very, very, very long process to some other account. It's a very long process as there. I don't want to go those process. Now, with a digitalization in place, you no need to go to bank. On your mobile, just click something, the money will be transferred. Right? That is how the digitalization in the banking industry. Right? No, I don't want to go into that kind of details here. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to discuss about TPT fund transfer that I'm going to discuss further. Okay? Right here. For example, sir, the scenario is, okay, there are 5 people are there, sir. Okay, there are 5 people are there here. Okay, maybe there are 5 people are there. Okay, I don't want to draw anything here. First, let me write here. Shaker, I'm taking 5 HDFC customers. There are 5 customers whose account is with HDFC Bank. Okay, first one, Shaker, his account number is 101 and he want to transfer 1 lakh rupees to Mr. Vijay. Okay, his account is in SBI Bank. Vijay is account is in SBI Bank. His account number is 102. His account number is 102. And IFSC code is SBIN 111, something like that. So a shaker who is having HDFC Bank, his account number is 101. He want to transfer 1 lakh rupees to Mr. Vijay. His account number with SBI Bank with account number 102 and the IFSC code, that branch code, that is first case. Okay, right. Second case, right? On the second example, I have Ashish. He is also HDFC customer. His account number is HDFC 101, something like that. SBI 102. HDFC 201. He want to transfer 50,000 rupees to Arun. His account is with ICICI 202. And the IFSC code is ICICI. This is the second scenario. Second example. Third example is I'm going to take about Ashwini. Her account number is HDFC 301. She want to transfer 2 lakh to Sandhya. Her account is with HSBC and IFSC code is HSBC 302, HSBC 111, something like that. Okay, I'll take fourth scenario. Ritvik. His account number is HDFC 401. Okay, he want to transfer 3 lakh rupees to Ananya. Her account number is with Dena Bank. Account number is 402 Dena 111. Right? And last customer, where I want to take Alekia, HDFC 501. She want to transfer 30,000 rupees to Abhishek. His account number is with Standard Chartered, or it's a big bank. Yeah, Standard Chartered. And account number is STB 502, STB Standard Chartered Bank. Now this is my scenario, guys, here. Okay, 5 customers, they are HDFC customers, guys, here. 5 HDFC customers, they want to transfer the money to 5 different accounts. Okay, this is the scenario, guys, here. And this transfer is going to happen within 1 minute. Just like within 1 minute. Shekhar is in Hyderabad, something like that. Ashish is in Chennai. Ashwini in US. Ritvik is in Amaravati or Guntur. And Alekia is in Vijayawada, something like that. 5 different places. These 5 HDFC customers, 5 different places within a 1 minute. they are going to do the fund transfer. Possible, right, guys? It's easily possible scenario, right? 5 different HDFC customers, Shekhar, Ashish, Ashwini, Ritvik, Alekia. These 5 different customers, they are transferring the funds from HDFC to different banks, not at the same time, but within a 1 minute, right? This is the scenario. I hope everyone is clear on the scenario, guys. Everyone is clear on the scenario, right, guys? This is my scenario. As a HDFC developer, I'm a HDFC developer, right? Now, how many banks are there, sir, in India or across the world, across the India? Lot of banks, right? Almost 300 to 400, or I don't know the number, exact number. Please correct me if I am wrong also. Maybe 500 banks, assuming that overall India, we may have 500 banks. Sir, subject to correction, I don't know anything on the banking industry. I don't know number of banks. Okay. It's a subjected to correction. I hope 500 banks are in India. Any customer can transfer to any of the 500 banks, right, guys? Any of my HDFC customer can transfer to any bank in India. Yes or no? Tomorrow, new bank can come. Tomorrow, 2 banks can merge. Tomorrow, a bank can go into moratorium. That is what we are seeing, right? A bank is going to moratorium stage. 2 banks are merging, new banks, something like that. We can get a new bank. We can delete a bank, or we can merge 2 banks into 1 bank. These are the possible combinations, isn't it? These are the possible combinations. Right, sir, so far? Right here. Now, I have a doubt here. Does HDFC directly talking to SBI in this case? Forget about 500 banks. In this 5 customers case, does HDFC directly call to SBI? Does HDFC directly calls to ICICI? Does HDFC directly calls to HSBC? Does HDFC directly calls to Dena Bank? Does HDFC directly calls to Standard Chartered Bank? Does it call directly? No, right? Bank to bank communication, it's not a right architecture, right? Tomorrow new bank came. Again, you will add, again, you have an impact. Or 2 banks are merged. Again, you want to have an impact. So, best practice is bank to bank interaction is not a possible use case, or not possible right way to. So HDFC will not directly communicate to other banks here. HDFC will not directly interact with other banks during TPT, third party transfer. Correct, right? What is going to happen? How they can achieve that? How they can achieve that? Sir, they want to transfer, but they don't have a use. They cannot talk because it's a use case, right? What exactly they were going to do, sir? They are going to do, okay, RBI came into picture. RBI will come into picture here. What exactly RBI is going to do, sir? What exactly RBI is going to do here? Okay. So let me take a system here. This is HDFC system. This is HDFC system. Right? This is what HDFC Bank. where I am going to take a scenarios of these 5 scenarios I want to take here. These 5 scenarios I want to take here. Maybe I'll cut it correctly. Sorry. Right. Shekhar, Ashish, Ashwini, Ritvik, Alekya. These 5 customers, they want to do the case here. Isn't it? Now, ultimately, I have different banks right here, where I'm going to have SBI, right? I'm going to have I'll take this. Right. So let me, these are the 5 banks, guys. 5 HDFC customers, they want to transfer. Now, how they want to transfer? Vijay, SBI, right, sir? Arun, ICICI, next, Sandhya, HSBC, Ananya, Dena Bank, Abhishek, SCB, Standard Chartered Bank. So this is my source. These are my destinations here. So they will not directly communicate with each other. What is coming in the middle? In the middle, it is going to have a third party system called as RBI. I'm going to have a third party system called as RBI here. Okay. So HDFC will talk to RBI and RBI is talking individually each and every bank. Like that, 5 different banks it is going to talk. RBI is going to talk to 5 different banks. Right. This is my scenario, guys, here. RBI is going to set or it is going to submit all these transactions over here. So what kind of scenarios here? RBI is going to tag maybe one HDFC 101 1 lakh to SBI 102. Right? This is a scenario. HDFC 201 to 50,000 to ICICI 202, HDFC 301 2 lakhs to HSBC 302, HDFC 401 3 lakhs, Dana 402. So this is our transaction guys here. This is our transaction here. So where HDFC Bank is going to talk to RBI, HDFC is talk to RBI, RBI is going to call these banks. This is my banking scenario guys here. Understand, right? Sir, everyone is clear on the scenario? Bank to RBI, RBI to bank. Everyone is clear on the scenario, yes or no guys? As of now? Now we'll see the technical. Now I only told about the scenario guys here. Now we are going to talk to the technical implementation. Now we are going to discuss about the technical implementation. HDFC talks to RBI. RBI is talking to each and every individual bank. This is the system of third party transfer is concerned. Right? Now, I am a RBI developer. But prior to that, just like prior to that, guys, prior to going to RBI, sir, every transaction requires a security, right, guys? It's a banking product, right? Every transaction should be secured. Will you agree with me, guys? Will you agree with me, guys? Every transaction will be secured, right? So, what is the first scenario, guys, here? What exactly the first scenario here? My HDFC will talk to RBI. What is my first scenario here where I want to discuss here? In this case, what exactly my first response, first JSON request or whatever it may be, what could be my first JSON request here? Maybe I will write a case over here, guys. Correct. So first case is what? A JSON request. Where source account number, SRC account, SRC account number, which is equal to HDFC 101. Next, source name, Shaker, right? Next, destination account number, which is equal to SBI 102. Destination name, Vijay. Destination IFSC code, SBI 1111. Amount, 1 lakh. Amount is 1 lakh. So this is my JSON request, but this request should have a valid user ID and valid password, right, guys? I cannot send, HDFC cannot send like this, right, guys? This request should be having a secured request, right? RBI can trust this request. If I send, anyone can send, right? They can send their own account numbers. So what RBI is going to implement? Security. Now, does RBI looking for Shaker user ID, Shaker password, or HDFC user, HDFC credentials? Now, let me repeat my question, guys. It's a very, very important point you need to think of. HDFC is talking to RBI. What they want to submit? The Shekhar need to transfer to Vijay. This transaction that should be submitted to RBI. What they will use here? They cannot use Shekhar credentials because Shekhar credentials are only to give to HDFC system. Shekhar credentials are only to give to HDFC system. But Shekhar has given information to HDFC. Shekhar user ID, Shekhar password is gone. Not required here. Now, this case, HDFC need to talk to RBI. Yes or no, guys? So, what is the username? RBI will give every bank some username and password. When in India, a new bank is added, RBI will issue a username password to the bank. Something like that. HDFC is a username, password, which is equal to HDFC 101, something like that. HDFC 123. So, if this request is submitted from HDFC to RBI, where username is HDFC and password is HDFC 123. Username is HDFC and password is HDFC 123. Correct, right? So username is HDFC and password is HDFC 123. Yes or no, guys? Then RBI will read that, oh, is HDFC is correct and HDFC 123 is correct. So that they will add to Vijay account. SBI, RBI will talk to SBI and they will credit the money. So all 5 requests, guys, here. All 5 requests, right? That will be using common user ID, common password. Am I right, guys? Yes or no, guys? Will you agree with me? Now, this is the first request, right, guys? What is the second request, guys? What is the second request here? Right. What is my second request, guys, here? Same case, guys. Same case. HDFC 102 and the name is Ashish and he want to transfer to Arun ICICI. ICICI. He want to transfer to Arun ICICI. Somehow every request, guys, from HDFC to every request, that should be submitted using common username, common password. All 5 requests. This is the common section they need to send it. Yes or no, guys? Will you agree with me, guys? Sir, everyone is clear, right? All 5 requests, they should be submitting the common username, common password to RBI system. Yes. Now come to RBI developer. I am a RBI architect. I am holding the RBI system. I am a RBI architect. Can you imagine in 1 hour, on an RBI point of view, in 1 hour, how many requests I can get it, guys? In 1 hour, how many requests I can get it? As per the latest statistics given by RBI, okay, 1 hour, 10 lakhs to 40 lakhs transactions in 1 hour. RBI is getting 30 lakhs, not 10, sir, 30 lakhs to 40 lakhs transaction RBI is getting on an average within 1 hour. And in the next year, it may go to 1 crore to 2 crore. the transactions to RBI. That is what the statistics given by RBI system. Okay, forget about it. I don't want to go into those statistics here, but RBI is getting huge number of requests. Correct, right? RBI is a critical system. It will get lot of transactions. It's going to get lot of transactions on a RBI point of view. From an RBI point of view, lot of transactions going to come. Okay. Every request, assuming that for these 5 requests in 1 minute, right, guys? For these 5 requests in 1 minute, every request they need to verify, is this user ID password is correct or wrong? Is this user ID password is correct or wrong? They need to verify, right, guys? It's an additional headache, right? Will you agree with me? Verification of user ID and password. Verification of user ID and password. Every request, it's a burden, right? For example, in 1 hour, 1 lakh calls from HDFC. Only 1 lakh customers are doing fund transfer within 1 hour. 1 lakh times I need to verify user ID and password, right? Yes or no, guys? You may ask a question. What question you may ask here? Sir, single sign-on is there, right, sir? Single sign-on. Can't we use single sign-on feature? Here, what is single sign-on? What exactly the meaning of single sign-on? First time only, I'll provide my user ID and password. Next time onwards, that user ID password will be saved in a cookie or somewhere else. And next time onwards, automatically it will take that cookie and it will submit and it will do that. It will not ask any username and password. That is single sign-on, right, guys? SSO, we call that as. We call this as a SSO. Can we implement like this? We cannot implement, guys. Why? Why we cannot implement? Because all these 5 transactions are not from the same place. They are not from the same place, guys. Shekhar is in Hyderabad. Ashish is in Chennai. Ashwini is in Bangalore. Ritvik is in US. Alekia is in UK. 5 different transactions are submitted at different times. Single sign-on is only for that session. Single sign-on is at session level. This is at session level, guys. For that session only. For that session only. Correct, right, guys? For that particular session only, single sign-on will be useful. If I close the browser, if I take a new session, if I close the browser, if I take a new session, again it will ask username and password. So here all requests are coming from different locations at a different timestamps, different stateless sessions, right? So we cannot manage single sign-on feature. We cannot manage single sign-on feature. We cannot implement single sign-on feature actually. Okay? We cannot achieve this because all requests are from different places. All requests are from different timings and all are stateless. But at the same time, we cannot verify the username and password in every request here. This is the technical complex problem. I cannot take same user ID, same password. I cannot verify 100 times, right? I cannot verify 1,000 times, right? I cannot verify 1 lakh times, right? But it is not on the same session. I cannot ask every customer, hey, please come to my home HDFC bank. There only you need to do to achieve single sign-on. All should be submitted to same location. I cannot do that. Every transaction will be submitted at different time, and we cannot achieve single sign-on also. At the same time, we cannot verify the user ID as well as password. We cannot verify that. We cannot verify the user ID as well as password with that action. Right? So this is the problem which is given to IT world on a security point of view. What exactly the scenario? What exactly the scenario, guys? What I told here? Scenario is, I'll write here. Okay. What is the scenario, guys, here? If we are getting huge number of calls, or if our system is having high volume of calls, if our system is having high volume of calls greater than or equal to 1 lakh in 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 lakh calls. If our system is having high volume of calls, something like greater than or equal to 1 lakh in 1 hour, right? And all these calls are stateless. Stateless calls, then we cannot implement SSO, which is single sign-on. We cannot implement single sign-on SSO. We cannot implement that. Right? Hence, if we cannot implement SSO, then we need to validate every request, every call to verify authentication, which is a, which is a great, which is a heavy impact, which has an impact on performance, which has a drastic impact, which has a drastic impact on performance, which has a drastic importance on performance. Understand, right? Let me repeat my sentence, guys. If our system is having high volume of calls, that is greater than or equal to 1 lakh calls in 1 hour, and all these calls are stateless. They are from different places, different timestamps, different originations, something like that. And we cannot implement SSO, which is called as a single sign-on. We cannot implement that actually, right? Then we need to validate every call. If we cannot implement SSO, what exactly we need to validate each and every request? Is that user ID is correct? Is that password is correct or not? Which is a drastic impact on performance. That is why, hence, JWT is getting introduced. Hence, JWT is getting introduced. So this is to explain this scenario, I explained almost 45 to 50 minutes why JWT is required here. What is the purpose of JWT? So to achieve a SSO at application level, instead of session level, we want to achieve SSO at application level. SSO at application level, where we can use JWT. With JWT, we can achieve a single sign-on at application level. That is the meaning of single sign-on at application level. SSO, which is a single sign-on, is at application level, where we are going to use JWT on that case. Right. So everyone is clear on this, guys? As of now, everyone is clear? Yeah. Any questions, guys? Please put no one put a questions here till now. As of now, any questions, anyone from here, as of now, guys? I hope everyone is getting a clarity and everyone is having what exactly I'm covering. Everyone is able to follow that, or is it going to be, because I didn't touch any technical part here. I only explained the scenario. Till now, I explained only scenario. I hope everyone got a good clarity on JWT. Right? Any questions are there, guys? You can post in. Right. Exactly. Rajesh is correct. We can implement SSO using, but SSO we can implement without JWT, Rajesh. But my point is, at session level, SSO is different. At application level, SSO. I'll explain further actually. What is exactly a SSO at application level? Okay. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Just give me 1 minute. I'll take some water. 1 minute. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Now I'm back here, guys. Right. So if it is within our SSO is good, right? We don't go for within arg means Ashish time. For example, Ashish is asking question within the arg. Okay. For example, I logged into my organization. I closed my browser. On one more computer, I logged in. Both are two different sessions, right? It all depends on single sign-on, how you are able to control. Sir, I have only one computer in my organization and everyone will come there only, and from every operation will come there. Then you no need to implement JWT. But different computers, different timestamps, different sessions, but common username, common password. That is a scenario where JWT is especially important here. Let me repeat. In a bank, in a org, different computers, different users, different systems, different timestamps. All are different here, right? So, but common username, common password. Username, password is common. All are different, but username, password is common. That is called as a single sign-on at application level with a common username, password. That is the meaning here, right here. Now that is called as a JWT. Now, what exactly a solution? What is the implement? That is what I told, right? So till now, we covered this first part, guys, here. What is JWT? Why JWT? Why is so popular? Somehow I took extra time here. This is what we covered here. What is JWT, guys? Just I'll give a recap of for 5 minutes. JWT means JSON Web Token. If you want to manage a single sign-on at application level, then we'll go with JWT. That means in our real-time scenario, I have a system. That system is having high volume of calls that is greater than or equal to 1 lakh calls in 1 hour. All these calls are stateless calls, which are different timestamp, different sessions, different browsers, but having common single username, common single password. So we cannot implement SSO because it stateless at different places, different browsers, different timestamps. So to manage single sign-on at application level, we can go with JWT. Right? Now, what exactly the architecture of JWT, guys, here? Right, sir? What exactly the architecture of JWT is? We have JWT wrapper, which is given by AZURE company. AZURE company. I'll show you that. This is the website, guys. AZURE. You saw that? AZURE. Acta is here. Okay. This is, you saw, guys, tokens created. These many tokens. Now people are using this. Whenever they generate a token with JWT.io, this counter is getting increased, guys. It's a real count, guys. Currently, these many tokens are getting created. This many tokens are getting created, and currently this is the JWT.io. This is a third-party open system, which is created by Acta AZURE. Acta is the parent company, AZURE is the child company, something like that. Okay. So something like that, JWT is brought to you by AZURE. Security implementation with JWT AZURE. Any stack, any device in less than 10 minutes. Right? Yes. So we need to consume this JWT wrapper. What we need to do is, first time in the request, first request, we will send username and password. Okay. We are going to send username and password in our first request, guys. In our first request, we can send username and password. Okay. Then, for example, in my case, what exactly my case over here, guys? Shaker transaction is first case, right, guys? Here, Shaker HDFC 101, he want to transfer to Vijay SBI 102. Correct, right? So if we want to transfer the funds, the first request from HDFC. So for HDFC first request, guys, here, the HDFC first request will send username and password. This is the first request. Okay. First request will be sent to RBI with a username and password. Then what happens here? RBI will issue a token. RBI will issue JWT token. RBI will issue a JWT token, assuming that token 1. Assuming that first time Shaker request, they submitted to RBI with HDFC is the username, HDFC 101 is the password, and they want to use it. Okay. Where first request, we are going to send the username and password, and RBI issue a JWT token, that is token 1. What HDFC to use here? HDFC will persist. HDFC will persist. Persist means what? Save. HDFC will save token 1 in the memory. HDFC save token 1 in the memory. And all other requests. What are all other requests, guys, here? What exactly all other requests here? Ashish, Ashwini, Ritvik, Alekia. These are the 4 different cases. Ashish, Ashwini, Ritvik, Alekia. Right? What these 4 requests should go here? These 4 requests should go without username and password. This is not without username, and all the other requests will not go to without username and password. What it is going to go here? Typically, no username, token, which is token 1. After that, the entire request here, source account number. What is my HDFC 102, right? Source name, Ashish. destination account number, ICICI 102, destination name, which is equal to Arun, destination IFSC code, ICICI 1, amount, 1 lakh, something like that. So important is token over here, guys. Here, there's an important part which is token 1. Now RBI, when token 1 comes, it will not validate because the token 1 is given by RBI only. And RBI thinks that token 1 is replacing username and password. Token 1 is replacing username and password here. HDFC username, password is HDFC123. It is replacing the token. Token 1 is replacing the HDFC and HDFC123, which is getting replaced over here. And all requests it will use token 1. For example, in 1 lakh request in 1 hour, I can send 99,9999, 1 lakh minus 1. All these requests I can send a token. All these requests I am going to send a token 1. For all these requests I am going to send a token 1, so that RBI no need to validate. If token 1 comes, they will not validate. That is how it is going to improve the performance of the application. It is how it is going to improve the performance of the application. This is what JWT implement architecture or implementation is concerned here. So what exactly JWT architecture, guys? There is a wrapper is given to everyone, any programming language, any technology stack, any framework, anyone can consume this wrapper. What is the logic here? First request, they should send username and password. And RBI will consume this username and password. They will verify, is this username password is correct or not? If it is correct, then token 1 will be generated. Okay, then token 1 will be generated. And HDFC will save token 1 in the memory. All subsequent requests within the session, they will use token 1. All subsequent requests in the session, they are going to use token 1 in the architecture. Right? So this is what the logic of JWT. Understand, right? So to achieve a single sign-on at application level, we are going to use a JWT. Okay, this is the logic of JWT. So this is my second part of agenda, which is architecture of JWT, which I explained you so far here. Okay, right here. As of now, any questions in the topic 1, topic 2 of my agenda? Why JWT? What is JWT? Why JWT is so popular? What is the architecture of JWT? Right? Maybe, sir, does the token has any expiration? Maybe you may ask a question, does the token has an expiration, or it will be there forever and ever? Okay. Yeah. What exactly the token expiration? It all depends on your design. A token can be valid for 1 hour. A token can be valid for 2 hours. A token, it's up to your choice, guys. A token can be valid up to your own choice, guys. Okay? There is no recommendation from anyone. Here. Token can be of your own choice. Okay? Someone is asking question, what is a session? Session means, Sriraju, Udayabanu Sriraju, session means, sir, I opened a browser, sir. I am logging to Gmail. That is a session. I close the browser. My session is over. I opened one more browser, one more session. Session means I opened a browser. I authenticated to that browser. That is a session. That is the meaning of session here. Okay, right here. Right. Now, for all three users, it uses the same token. Correct, right? No, Ashish. For all users, same token. Because what I need to do, sir, for every user, I need to send username as HDFC, password as HDFC123, right? For all these 5 requests, I need to send username as HDFC, password as HDFC123. Rather than that, I am using a token. The token represents username and password. The token represents a username and password here. Okay. Sahil is asking, since organization, do we use custom security or JWT? Sir, we can use anything. Custom security or JWT you can use, sir. When you will go with custom security, sir, I don't have that many huge volume, sir. I don't buy huge volume of calls. My organization. I have a company that doesn't have huge volume of calls. I can implement normal custom security with a common authentication, common authorization. JWT is useful only when you have a high volume of calls, like 1 lakh calls, 2 lakh calls, 10 lakh calls, something like high volume of calls, and with a common username and common password. Correct, right? RBI is the best example, right? ICICI Bank will hit 1 lakh. HDFC Bank will hit 1 lakh. All banks are going to hit 1 lakh requests in every fraction of seconds, right? So RBI is going to get high volume of calls. Am I right, guys? So that's why where JWT is useful for high volume of calls. That is the meaning of here. Okay, right here. Sir, I hope I answered every question which are typed in the chat window. Yes. Srinivas is asking, username password is different, right? For HDFC, HDFC123. ICICI, something like RBI will give different username, different password for every bank. Okay, let me, KSS Srinivas asked a good question. Okay, so in this case, sir, HDFC to RBI, sir, not between customer to HDFC. Shekhar will log into HDFC with Shekhar credentials. Ashish will log into HDFC with Ashish credentials. Ashwini will log into HDFC Bank with Ashwini credentials. But once HDFC taken the request of Shekhar, Ashish, Ashwini, Ritvik, and Alekhya, once HDFC take all these requests, those requests will be submitted to RBI. Those requests will be submitted to RBI. HDFC request to RBI, common username, common password. Not between, if Shekhar is going to talk to RBI, no. Ashish is going to talk to RBI, no. These 5 HDFC customer will talk to HDFC. HDFC will talk to RBI. Understand, right, sir? For example, you people are listening to my session. Do you know me? No, right? Do I know you? No, right? I am contacted. You are, Ashok IT is a mediator between us. I know Ashok IT. You know Ashok IT. Through Ashok IT, there is a Zoom link. I was able to log in. Correct, right? Common Zoom link. Everyone type the common Zoom link and common thing, right? But Ashok IT has a lot of different batches, right? Every link has a different batches, right? Similar case here. Understand, right? So this is the case over here. RBI is going to send, RBI is going to send, that is a different. Now that is a different case here. Not that comes under JWT. Now my JWT comes under HDFC to RBI. How RBI is going to talk to different banks, that's a different story, that's a different architecture, there's a different algorithm, which is not part of this session, guys. We'll discuss that in different session. Okay. Now this particular workshop is under HDFC to RBI. Where I have a RBI, I'm going to get high volume of calls. And every call cannot be validated with the same username and password, right? Srinivas, yes, your question is valid question, Srinivas. Okay, right here. Now, did I miss any question, guys, so far? I think I took everything. I covered every question, guys, here. Please let me know, guys, if I miss any question, anyone. Okay. Now, the next point of my agenda. Now, next point of my agenda is, okay, real-time project which I'm taking hands-on. I have only 30 minutes is there, guys. I thought of typing the code, but time will not sufficient, guys, here. Because to type the code, it will take exactly 1 hour to 1.5 hours it will take to type the code. Maybe my intention was I'll explain the code, whatever we have, okay? But I'll explain clearly what exactly all those things here, right here. Because the time is not sufficient, guys. I have only few time, half an hour is available for me. I cannot type the code here, okay? Right here. Now, what is my project here? What I'm going to implement here? What I'm going to implement is I have a e-commerce framework where products, e-commerce framework where products can be added, modify, delete, get all. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Now I have a e-commerce framework with products. I can add a product, I can modify a product, I can delete a product, I can get a product, I can get all products, guys. Okay. What I want to implement is I want to implement JWT on this. JWT implementation on this, guys. Right? What I'm going to do is I'll create 2 users. I'm going to create 2 users. Okay. Something like Vijay is the user 1. Ashok is a user 2. I want to create Vijay is a user 1. I want to create Ashok is a user 2. Vijay belonging to admin role. Ashok belonging to guest role. Okay. My scenario is lot of people will add a product, lot of people will modify a product, lot of people will delete a product. Okay. I have lot of stores across world like DMart, Metro, Walmart, like that. I have lot of stores. They will use e-commerce framework across the board and have a high volume of calls, assuming that. Okay. So if admin roles logs in, I can create, I can delete products. If guest role logs in, get a product, get all products. Okay, this is what I need here. For every store there is a manager, right, guys? For every store there is a manager, right? He is admin. If you want to add a product to a store, if you want to delete a product from the store, manager only can do that. But sales people will be there in the store, in the billing counter. They are guests. They can only get the product through the price. They cannot do anything here. Understand, right? Whenever you go to shopping complex, right? Shopping mart, right? Whenever you want to go to shopping complex or shopping mart, right? Manager can add a product, manager can delete a product, but a guest can only can see the products, all the products, or he can see a particular product here, right? Right. So this is the scenario I want to implement it, guys. Right? So first I'll show you the implementation, guys. First I'm going to show you the implementation. Then I'll have a code walkthrough. That is the end of our today's workshop, guys. Here. That is what our end of today's workshop over here. Okay. Okay. Shiva is asked question. HDFC is a stored token. Then it will send the token with every request. That token is validated by RPI. Correct. It should validate, right? Token validation is in-memory comparison. Token should be validated, Shiva. But it no not to go to database. It no need to verify. It's an in-memory comparison. Is whatever the token I sent, is it correct or not? That's it. Token 1 is equal to token 1. That comparison only. It no need to go to database. It no need to go to any file system. It no need to verify that your token is correct or not. Only is the token, whatever I sent, is it correct or not? That should be validated. That should match it. That should compare it. But it does not take much resources. It's a very straightforward comparison. It will not take it will not take more time. That's why this is okay. Right here. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm running my code, guys, here. And I'm going to use Postman. Sir, first I'll show you the execution, guys. Then you'll understand clearly. Then I'll go to the code walkthrough, guys, here. So I also have a database, guys. JWT test is my database, which is MySQL. I have a user info table, which I need to create a users. Okay. And I have a product table. These are the two tables, guys, here. Okay. Now, what I want to here, I want to register two users, guys. Localhost 8080 user/new. I want to create new users here. Ashok is the username. ashok@gmail.com. Ashok is the password. Ashok is the admin role. This is my creation of a user. Sir, I'm going to share all these details to a particular, through some media. I don't know the media. I'm going to share this. You don't need to worry about that. Maybe we'll create some link, and in that link, I'm going to share this. Okay. Right here. Now, so user is added to the system where I can see that. Ashok is added, right? Admin role. And there's a password which is encrypted. Ashok password is encrypted in the database. Next one. I'm going to take one more user. Ashwi. Maybe I'll take one more user. Rakesh. Rakesh@gmail.com. Rakesh. And I'm using a guest role, which is a user role. So Rakesh is also you added. Both users are added, guys. Okay. So where you saw that, guys, Ashok and Rakesh. Ashok is admin role. Rakesh is guest role, user role. So role underscore is a suffix in Springboot, guys. If those who worked on database, they can understand. If you didn't work on database related stuff, ignore. Role underscore is a prefix as part of Springboot annotations is concerned here. Okay, nothing to worry here. Admin role as well as guest role, right? So I created two users, guys. Now what is that JWT architecture, guys? First request we need to send username and password, right? So I need to log in, right? So where I'm going to authenticate with Ashok is a username. Ashok is the password. First user, guys, here. I want to authenticate. This is the token. I got it right, guys. JWT token. This is token one I told, right? So let me save here. This is the Ashok token. Next Rakesh token I'll take. Ashok is belonging to where? Admin role. Rakesh belonging to user role. Let me take Rakesh and Rakesh. Is it Rakesh, right? Yeah, Rakesh. Right. Now this is a Rakesh token. Right? My requirement is any manager in any store, they can send this token. Any cashier in any store, they can use this token. No need to type username and password in the backend calls. No need to type username and password in the backend calls here. Xamarin, I told I already used latest version 3.4. Latest version of Spring Boot I'm using here. Okay, right. Ashok is admin role. Rakesh is a user role, which I'm going to use here. Right? I got a token. I got this here. Now what I'm doing here, I want to add a product, guys, here. Post product / new, where I want to add Samsung Galaxy phone. $50,000 is a cost. Product / new. I hope that is a product controller. Product / new, correct, right? Where I want to, sir, what I want to do here, I want to send a admin token, right, guys? Where I want to go to authorization in the headers. Authorization as a header name. Bearer. A bearer means third party token, right? This is a third party token, right? Where I want to share the admin token. This is admin token, right? Bearer. I will keep this token. Admin token I'm going to keep. I want to create a product. Admin can create it, right, guys? Let me send. Product / new. This is admin. It's a product / new. Sorry. Product / I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am running in a different code here. This is the code here. I need to run. I run a different code here. Sorry. But anyhow, both are pointing to same database. Everything is same. There is nothing to worry here. go here. Product controller, product slash add, product slash add. You saw, guys, product is added and I can see in the database. Samsung Galaxy phone, 50,000, quantity is 2. A product is added, right? Now, I want to create one more product. iPhone 15. Quantity 20, 80,000. But I want to send guest token here now. Rakesh token I want to send here. Rakesh cannot create it, right? Yes or no? You saw forbidden error. You saw forbidden, right? Rakesh cannot create it. What Rakesh can do, he can get a product. Product slash all. Sorry, get call. Get call, product slash all. Now Rakesh can see product, right, guys? A particular product also, 152, whatever the product I created, Rakesh can see. But Rakesh cannot create it. Product slash new, we cannot do that. You saw forbidden? Forbidden means he cannot do, he cannot access, he cannot do anything. He cannot delete also, guys. Product slash 152. Forbidden. Rakesh cannot delete it. Rakesh cannot create it. Rakesh only get it. Rakesh only get the product. If I want to delete a product, I need to send admin token. This is admin token, right, guys? Now product deleted from the system. You saw your product is deleted from the system. Now this product is not available in the system. Samsung Galaxy iPhone gone. If I want to create it, post product slash add iPhone 15 is added. Right? But if you want to delete it, if I want to get it, get product slash 153. Admin can create it, admin can perform everything. He can also get it. Admin can query all products. So this is the real implementation of a JWT here. This is the real implementation of a JWT here. Now we'll go to the code walkthrough, guys, here. I'm going to explain the code walkthrough here. Okay. I'm going to explain the code walkthrough, guys, here. So by default, everyone knows the regular code, guys. Okay. But I will show you regular code here. I have a product.java. This is a table, guys, a product table. At grade of entity product. I have a product ID, product name, quantity, and price. These are my columns here. And I have a product repository, product DAO, a CRUD repository which I have taken. Sir, you should have a basic idea on Springboot to understand this code. Okay. After that, I'm going to have a product service where I can get the products. Okay. I can add a product, I can delete a product, I can get all products, I can get a particular product. Product DAO.find by ID, product DAO.find all, delete by ID, save. This is my product service implementation, where I have a product controller, where all products, user role, admin role, get a particular product, user role, admin role. But whereas add product and delete product, add product and delete product, only admin role. You saw here, only admin role. But whereas get all products, get a particular product, user role or admin role. This is what my use case of authorization. This is what my use case of authorization. Nagarjuna, wait some time. I'll share the code here. Service layer is regular code, nothing here. Where I'm adding a product, I'm deleting a product, where I'm getting all products, getting a particular product. Okay. This is a normal code, guys, here. Now, this is my product implementation. Now, important point is we need to implement JWT on top of that, guys. We need to implement JWT here in the form.xml. Sir, I'm only talking JWT now. I already explained what is a product implementation. I have a product table, I have a product repository, and I have a product controller service, all those things. So these are my JWT implementations here. JWT API, JWT implementation, JWT Jackson, JWT API. These are the things which somehow some are repeated here, but these are the things I require as part of JWT as a dependency, right? And which I am going to have. My JWT test is my database, and this is a database connection string. That's it. Now here, what I want is I am going to write a security configuration, guys. Here, our own web security configure adapter. Enable web security, enable method security. What is enable web security? Enable web security means we are creating our own security filter. Why we need to create our own filter? My logic is, okay, admin role can create, can update, can delete. Guest role can get all. This is my own data, my own authentication, my own authorization, custom authentication as well as custom authorization. That's why I am writing our own filter like enable web security. And method security is, just now I shown you, right? Add and delete only admin role, get all by guest role. That is method level security. Now user details info service, which is a Springboot user details object, which is going to make sure that a user table, right, guys? I am going to have a user table, right? User underscore info. User underscore info, whatever I created, right? Ashok and Rakesh, right? This table is managed by the user info service here. Okay. Now, this is a security filter. Sir, any user getting created, any user authenticated, permit. I can create a user, I can authenticate the system without any JWT. But any other product slash add, product slash get, product slash delete, all those things should be authenticated, should be authorized, and I have the entire logic is available in auth filter. This is what JWT filter I'm talking here. So what I wrote here, any user creating and authenticating, log into the system, registration to the system, does not require any security. If you want to access any product functionality, add a product, delete a product, get all products, any of the functionality you want to take, that should be either admin role or whatever. So that should be taken care with auth filter. This is what my auth filter here, where I'm going to take care of auth filter here. This is where our token will be validated. This is how token will be validated here. Okay, where I'm taking a JWT service over here. This is my JWT service. Okay, this is a secret, guys. What is the meaning of secret here? If I want to create a token, now I want to extract this token. Sir, somehow you got the token. If you want to extract it, you cannot do that unless you know secret key. This secret key is very, very valuable and a critical information. By somehow you got my token, but still you cannot perform. You need to have the secret. Then only this is okay. So it is going to create a token. I'm going to keep my data, and which I'm going to expiration time 1000 milliseconds into 60. 1 second into 30. Half an hour. 30 minutes is my token validity. I want to capture this entire things into a algorithm. This is a JWS wrapper is giving this me. JWS wrapper is creating the token. Claims is nothing but data inside the token. For example, sir, I'm keeping this token, sir, in the JWT.io website, right? I'll go here. You saw Ashok, right? That is what Ashok token, right? Rakesh, right? Correct, right? So if you have a security key, then only we can, others cannot, okay? So that is what this token is getting created, as well as validating the token. Is the token is expired or not? So this is the code I have, guys. Here is my token is expired or not here, where I'm extracting the expiration, extract expiration time. Is it before or after? My expiration time is before. Still my expiration is greater than current date. Then my this is my token here. So what I'm telling here, first time I'm logging in, guys. First time I'm logging in. We'll send username and pass. We'll get a token, right, guys? So we are going to load the data. Load user by username. This is a database. Load user by username will be called by the Spring Security Framework, which gets the data here. And with this user details, I'm going to create a token. And I told, right, I need to keep in the session, right, at application level session level, right? So this piece of code is going to update security context holder dot get context dot set authentication dot authentication token. I'm going to keep these 3 lines of code will help you to keep the token in the memory so that any user can access the token. For example, when in my case, okay, in my case, when Shaker transferred money, whatever the token one which is set by Shaker, that will be updated to memory. And Ashish, Ashwini, Ritvik, Alekya, they no need to do anything here. Directly they can go with that because already authentication object is there with that session. So this is the JWT filter. First time username is not equivalent to null, but for that security, for that context, there is no authentication object first time. That's why I'm going to go to database. Is my username password is correct or not? Then I'll validate if the token is correct or not, is it valid token or not. Then I'm going to keep the token at application. Next time onwards, what happened, guys? I'll log in with the token, right, guys? Here, I'm logging with the token, right? So, is username is not equivalent to null. And for that security context, I have an authentication object is there. That's why it will proceed further. So this is a JWT auth filter, which we call as once per request filter. Per request only once. First time only it will be called. Next time onwards, filter chain dot do filter. Next time onwards, it will continue with the same flow. So this is the extra wrapper. What is exactly wrapper, guys? Where I'm going to authenticate with this, and I'm telling my JWT filter here. Inside JWT filter, I'm going to validate this here. And inside JWT service, I can create a token. I can validate the token. This is I'm going to write JWTs dot parser builder. I'm using its wrapper. JWTs wrapper I'm going to use here. JWTs dot builder dot. I'm setting a claims and setting a subject. This is my data and this is my wrapper here. And this filter is typically once per request filter. On top of this, I'm adding here. Okay. So I thought of writing this code so that it will be clear for you, but somehow time didn't permit it here. But if you have any questions, anything guys on JWT guys, you can contact me via, this is my email ID guys. I'm pinging everyone. Okay. Uncle, claims means data inside the token. That is a claim, sir. For example, this is a claims, right? Payload, this is a claims. That is the meaning of claims. Data inside the token is a claim. Okay. So I have given my email ID and anyone can contact me if you face any kind of issues. We are going to share, mostly I'll share the code through GitHub. This request and response and the code, all those things, whatever the running material, I'll share. We'll get back to you with the GitHub link where you can see the code here. What is SSO in Postman? By default, sir, in Postman, we no need to define, right? For example, now I'm not sending authorization, guys, here. This is what Postman I'm doing, sending the data, right, guys, here? I'm sending a Postman, right? I'm keeping the data, right? For example, I'm asking the data here. You see forbidden, right? If I don't give a token, I cannot get the product, right? If I give this, then I'm getting, right? Second time onwards, is it validating or not? It is, I can see the code, right? In the query, whether I can get, for example, single sign-on, first time only it will go to database call, right? Second time it will not go, right? You saw, guys? Only username from the database and it is going. That's it. You know, you cannot validate whether username password is correct or not. That kind of authentication will not be going to happen. So that is the meaning of, in Postman, I can only authenticate. Yep. Sir, yesterday workshop is not there, sir. Today only we have a workshop. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow we don't have workshop. Only today is that's a workshop actually. Yeah. What is JWT Jackson? JWT Jackson is converting Java object into JSON object. JSON object convert into Java object. That is a Jackson library, which is consumed by JWT wrapper. That is a JWT Jackson. Okay. Sir, it all depends on the Sri Raju. For example, if my information is very critical, I can use SAML. If my product based, I already answered this question, but I'm using SaaS or PaaS or some kind of product based organization where I'm selling the products, Akta I can use. JWT is, if a heavy load in my system, I can use JWT. Okay. Venkatesh, same concept. How to validate time leaf? Same, you don't need to validate. Time leaf is a UI. Typically UI, what you need to do, you need to keep the token in the session. You need to send the session. In time leaf, you no need to authenticate. Our Springboot will take care of authenticating the token. Just like in a UI, you need to save the token in the memory. Second time onwards, you need to get the token. You need to add the token to header. That is what you need to do here. Okay. I mean, time leaf will not validate any other things here. Only UI responsibility is first time sending username and password, and we'll get a token. We'll keep in the memory, UI memory. Second time onwards, get the token from the memory and send it as part of header. That's it as a UI should do. What backend will do? Validate the token, give the data, valid is not good, and it will reject the data. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Shiva. Right. Any other question, guys? As of now, as I gave my email ID, and you can talk to, if you have any issues or any doubts or any clarification. In future, you want to look for any other workshop from Ashok IT, you can craft an email and you can send it to us. Okay. We always will get back to you guys here. Right. I hope definitely this workshop helped you a lot. And in future, if you find any requirement where you want to get info from Ashok IT, Ashok IT always will provide best service to all our participants, so that we will add a value add to your career. Value addition we are going to give to your career. I hope this workshop is good information for you. And kindly circulate this. It is available in YouTube also, guys. Okay. Right. Yeah. There is no workshop in yesterday, guys. Today only the workshop. Okay. Yeah. Notification will update you in future classes. Okay. Right. Fine. I hope I answered all the questions, guys. I didn't miss even a single question. Okay. Fine. Thanks everyone, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to me for 2 hours. Back continuously 2 hours. Thanks for listening to me. And thanks for spending time. Have a great day. Thank you all. Sir, you will get a code through GitHub. Git link will be provided to your email ID. It will we will take care actually. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.